And welcome to Marvel Talk. I am Ed Fries, and I'm joined by my tag team partner, Andre C. Andre is having a heck of a week, as stated in our show. It is the third show in 24 hours for our friend Andre. He is killing it this week. As Astrid says, it is definitely Go Andre. It is Andre week.
Yeah, third live show in 24 hours. Plus, we had Stardom review drop yesterday. So yeah, a lot. I've been all over everything last 24 hours or so. So it's been a busy week for me.
So, without any spoilers for those who may have been working and whatnot and haven't caught it, your let's give it a star rating for Wrestle Kingdom 17
Oh,
as
the
a
whole
whole.
show?
As a whole, with no spoilers.
4.25 out of
Okay,
5.
so
It was a
not
really
the
good show. Not
not the
the
greatest
best,
one.
but really good. It's an A. It's an A. It's
Yeah.
an A. Like, you know what I mean. If you look at a grade system, it's an A. I really enjoyed the show. It wasn't perfect. Some personally let me down. There was something that really made me insanely excited for the future. So boom, I'm excited for wrestling. But we're here for Marvel, baby.
We are. I just wanted to get that out of the way because it's the big thing that's happened, and it was you spent
Yeah.
most of your night doing it, so I figured we'd talk about it quickly.
Oh yeah.
But we are here to preview the year 2023 in the MCU. And a little bit outside the MCU, depending on how you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go ahead and start, obviously, with the most current. We're going to, not the most current thing, but the best photo of Phase 5 I can get that I can confirm is real is this.
Yep.
So if you knock Daredevil, Blade, Captain America, New World Order, and Thunderbolts off this list, we will be talking about this list for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you're looking at for the Phase 5. It's a fun year.
Very much.
What one project stands out to you as the most excited thing that you're looking forward to seeing on this list?
Secret Invasion and Loki are the two. They're kind of tied for me. With Secret Invasion, it's very much like what I don't even know what we're going to expect here because the Skrulls are supposedly an ally. So I don't know it because the Secret Invasion Skrulls are the bad guys, but not really the bad guys. Again, it's a giant mess, but it's a mess in a good way. Like, I don't know what to expect here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited for that. And then Loki's just going to be, I think, more. Loki for me, as I've said before, was up and down. Some episodes were great, some episodes were great, but it ended on such a high note that I think what's coming for season 2, I think it's going to be nothing but awesome.
For me, I'm going to continue going with the out of the box thinking. Marvel has proven to me that some of the things that I'm just like, this might be great, turns out to be some of my favorite things. Things like Shang-Chi, I really enjoyed, didn't think I was going to. Miss Marvel, I didn't think was going to be one of my favorite shows, but out of the shows that came out last year, it was one of my absolute favorites. I absolutely adored that show. For me,
and she's the first official mutant coming out of that show too.
She is, and we will talk about that in just a little bit. But so for me, going off of all of that, Echo. I'm excited to see Echo because I really enjoyed her character in the Hawkeye series. It was, for me, it was one of the most endearing portions of that series. I liked Kate Bishop. I thought she was all right. The Hawkeye stuff was really good. By the way, our best wishes to Jeremy Renner. Hopefully a speedy recovery.
I hope so.
Because
I really hope so.
it would not be fun to... thankfully, his story is tied for a bit, so if the worst should happen, at least in storyline wise, it won't be a T'Challa.
Yeah,
we can deal with that storyline, but I don't want to. I don't want to have to go into that.
No, so hopefully... I want to see him as the guy in the chair for Kate Bishop. That's what I want to see. Hey Joe, how you doing, buddy? But I want to see him as the guy in the chair for Kate going forward with whatever Kate does. He doesn't have to be full on, but he can be there, like as a presence, as her mentor. That's what he needs to be, and I really hope we get him back. I hope that works out well for that man.
Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go in chronological order. That seems to be we're gonna go movies first, then TV shows. So Disney Plus will close it out. We're going to go ahead and start with the first thing coming out, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So we have both a poster and a tagline.
I love that poster, man.
Releasing February 17th, so it's a Valentine's Day week release. Good job, Marvel. You've just killed all the women's dreams about having a nice, wonderful Valentine's Day, because all the men are going to want to go to Quantumania.
I don't have to worry about it, so it works out well for me. That's Marvel week for me. Yeah.
Actually jumping in, saying that is one of the coolest posters I've seen from Marvel. I do love the little Ant-Man on the tip of the finger of Jonathan Majors. To go into more detail, we're going to be Ant-Man and Quantumania and the Wasp. We are going to be getting the debuts in the Ant-Man series, at least, for Jonathan Majors. More than, for the first time, more than just a cameo.
In a movie, yeah, it's his debut. Because he was in the last episode of Loki, right?
He was. But in the Ant-Man series, this will be his debut. In the movies, other than just a cameo at the end, it'll be his first run. So we have Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror. Officially Kang the Conqueror in this version. We're not getting the version of Kang that we saw in Loki. We're going to be getting a completely different variant. We also have Catherine Newton, the third of our Cassie Langs, to be joining us. She will be coming on.
Is it the third person to play her?
This is not the same Cassie Lang we've seen in Endgame. This is a
replacement
for
the
Endgame.
Okay, yep. Interesting.
So Catherine Newton will be coming on to join Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, all the wonderful people in this movie.
Michael Douglas, man.
Michael Douglas. And the other addition to this movie that we know nothing about what they're doing, Bill Murray will be joining the MCU in the Quantum Zone.
Oh, I'm so excited.
In the Quantum Realm, we will have the debut of Bill Murray.
And the big freak, I love seeing coming back. Randall Park's coming back as Jimmy Woo. I love that character. He gives you the comedic sense. But then you also have David Demetrisson coming back as part of the crew. His crew, I love him so god dang much because he played was a Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad. I find this guy is an insanely great actor, and coming back they have. I don't see anything like if the other guys were in this movie, his best buddy there and T.I. I can't remember.
Yeah, we've no word on Michael Pena. We did not see him at all in the second movie. There's no word on if
he was in the second movie. He was essentially running the company,
yes,
but he wasn't in the trailer. You don't see him at all in the trailer for the third one.
We haven't seen him since it, is what I meant.
Yeah, so I'm just like, where is he? I want him. I like him. I think he's funny. But
so, what do you think coming out of this movie? What is going to be the talking point of Ant-Man 3?
I think it's going to be, for me personally, how Kang will enter the main universe, because he's obvious. It's obvious he's living in the quantum realm from the trailers, and it's how Kang. And they've said in 2025, or is it the next Avengers movie? Is supposed to be
2025 is the Kang Dynasty.
Kang Dynasty. So it's how he's going to affect the Marvel universe as a whole. How he becomes the new Thanos level threat, I think, is where the big reveal is. The big thing coming out of this is.
Yeah. For me, I think not only is it going to be Kang the Conqueror, my question is, how many Kangs are we going to see in this movie?
Yeah.
I have a feeling there's a chance we could see multiple Kangs. As in everything going forward, I'm going to suggest that we're going to potentially see Kang in everything. Because I think with the end of Loki, with Sylvie killing he who remains, it gives us the potential that everywhere in every place could have another Kang popping up and dealing with something. He could be the villain in everything going forward.
It could be I personally I want Thunderbolts to end up with the Red Skull at the end, but that's just a personal feeling for me. But there's so much things that this guy could end up doing, and he doesn't have to be the villain, the main villain for the movies, but he could end up being the source behind the main villain for movies going forward too. So that could be it.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming out after Ant-Man, staying with the movies, we're getting to probably going to be the tearjerker movie of the year, because I don't think Ant-Man's going to be. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. May 5th, as the poster suggests. We have a little graphic for it as well. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is coming on May 5th. This is our Cinco de Mayo Marvel movie, as we've been getting accustomed to. Joining the cast this time in this movie, we have Will Poulter coming in to play Adam Warlock.
That's gonna be awesome. I love him. I absolutely, and he was so good in that vacation. Sorry, we're the Millers. Oh, he's
Yeah.
so funny. The guy's so good.
Reprising her role from the holiday special, we are getting Maria Baklova to continue her role as Cosmo the Space Dog.
Yep.
And God, I'm going to butcher this one, but I'm going to give it a try. We have the High Evolutionary. I'm
gonna take a shot at it. Chukwudi Iwuji is what I'm gonna go with. Yeah.
We do have the debut of the High Evolutionary. I feel bad that I don't know how to say his name. I probably should have looked it up ahead of time of how to pronounce it. That being said, his panel at Comic-Con when he came in the full suit and in this trailer, I am so excited because I don't know much about him. And I've been learning bits and pieces from different videos. I'm super excited.
I didn't know a lot of his backstory. Like I love Astrid's point here.
Yeah, I'll bring it up right
now. I'm gonna need Kleenex. I love that. It's going to be a tearjerker because like you're going to get a lot of backstory on Rocket too. Because that's where the High Evolutionary comes in. Because he's the one that created Rocket and gave him the pieces on his back to create who he is. So and supposedly Cosmo too. So there's a story there, and then there's everything we got. Gamora, that's the biggest ship. Like rumor is she's the leader of the Ravagers now. That's something I read, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, we do have confirmed to be in this movie. Elizabeth Debicki is coming in to play Kismet. We have Sylvester Stallone still playing Stakar or Odgar. We apparently have, and I'm going to stop reading some of these names because there's a whole bunch of names listed that I can't wait to see if they actually show up in a James Gunn movie. We have the names of like John. To be honest, we have John Cena and Margot Robbie listed under the Guardians cast. I don't think they're popping up in this movie, but nice try, whoever edited that one.
It could be like I'm looking over Wikipedia and there's no name. Their names aren't even anywhere there. But I would like he is known for putting his friends and people he's worked with in movies. David Dash Reynolds, like he was already in Marvel, but he put him in as Polka Dot Man. He's like, look at Michael Rooker came in at the start of the Suicide Squad, killed off very early. Nathan Fillion he brought in, and like again another friend of his, killed him off very early. But like,
he popped both John Cena and Margot Robbie in the holiday special as well.
Yeah, so
their faces were on the map.
Yeah, so I could see them like in as a very like small cameo spot, but not as main characters.
I agree. I know they're not going to be main characters. I'm just like, oh, that's interesting.
The other main thing is this is like, in a way, this is James Gunn's swan song for Marvel, being that he is going to take over DC. Like, I hope they can have a working relationship, and James Gunn can come and make another movie down the road, even if he's the head of DC, because he's obviously created such goodwill with the fans, and has like the cast of fans like rioted when he was fired and said we want him back. He's obviously created such goodwill that Marvel would be dumb not to try to bring him back, even though he will be running DC Studios to do another movie. But that man's plate is going to be so full going forward. So.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think even if Marvel and James wanted to make things work and wanted to have more stuff, I think it would be so impossibly difficult to be able to do that. I think this movie is going to be fantastic. I think this movie is going to, as Adam said, I'm going to need the Kleenexes. Do we feel like this is going to be the end for any of our Guardians? Because I do. I think we're losing at least one, if not two, Guardians in this movie.
Well, the way Dave Bautista keeps goddamn talking, I think we're gonna lose Drax in this. Like, and that kills me because that's one of my favorite characters. He's saying, like, he keeps saying that he doesn't want to be remembered as only like a lot of people associate him with Drax, but I think he's done some great work otherwise. Like Glass Onion, I just watched, he's absolutely amazing in that movie. If the best thing, honestly, for Drax is kill him off. Like it's the kind of the perfect ending for the character. He lost his family. He avenged his family in a sense now. It's time. It's time to it's time to end the character. And I don't not saying I want the character to end, but it's the proper ending for that character. And then the other one is you take Gamora and Starlord at the end of this movie, and they ride off into the sunset together, and that's their happy ending. Then you could go forward and do things with Rocket and Groot and Mantis in the future. Like you could put some maybe a plus show with Rocket and Groot. Like you could do something in the future with that stuff, but it's again they're CGI, so you can continue those characters forever in reality.
Mhm. Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be, as Asher says, I'm going to need a few days to process it.
Oh yeah, oh god, that one's gonna hit me hard.
I think the big mislead is that the people, they're trying to make us think we're going to lose Rocket. I don't think we're losing Rocket.
Nah, I don't.
I
Think
would
so.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Quill go. I think it's the perfect time. Honestly, I think it's the perfect time to not only just let his character ride off into the sunset, but to fully end his character. If Gamora just decides that we don't get the happy ending and Gamora goes on to her own thing,
Yeah,
I can see Nebula running this crew
yeah,
going forward. But like I said, I think Quill's going to end up just being on nowhere, and they're just going to leave him there, and the Guardians are going to keep flying away and doing all their fun stuff without anything going on.
I think in a way he's gonna like. I hope like I don't want him to die, but I hope he finds a happiness in the end. Maybe it's being the new leader of nowhere, and that's where he finds that happiness of this is it. This is what I need. Just
Yeah.
being the leader of these people.
Yeah. I mean, he's finally found that he has family, and I think this is the point where he can go ahead and, end that story for himself.
And if you do it that way, if you want to do a cameo in whatever comes next for if the Guardians and something, he could cameo in a movie. He could do a small little bit. Just like they're stopped in nowhere. Hey, it's Star Lord. Hey, what's going on? But you just get like 5 minutes of the guy, and then they move on. Like that could be like a perfect way to keep the character alive for fans, but not have to have him come in and again, money talks, right? It's like, do they want to pay this guy? Like, because he's going to obviously command much higher salary at this point to keep going.
Yeah. And of course, that leads us into our next movie, releasing in May. July. I keep saying May. It is July.
Yeah.
Releasing in July, The Marvels. This will be the last of our movies because Blade replaced its director and unfortunately will no longer be releasing in 2023. They have moved it back to 2024. But we're getting The Marvels. The Marvels is going to be one of my favorite things that comes out this year. Brie Larson returning as Carol Danvers. Lashani Lynch returning as Maria Rambeau. We have Aman Vellani returning as Miss Marvel. Monica Rambeau's Tiana Paris will be returning. We have a confirmed Samuel L. Jackson returning as Nick Fury. We all get left off in the post-credit scene for Miss Marvel when Miss Marvel and Carol Danvers switch places.
Yeah.
Or so we think they switch places.
Yeah.
It could be more than that.
Yeah. And it's announced that her family is in this movie. Like the pair that played her parents and her brother are confirmed for this movie. That makes me so happy because the biggest part of Miss Marvel was that family dynamic, like how her parents interacted with her and everything. I love that. I felt like this is truly a family. Like it made you feel like it's a real family there, and I get so excited for like see the family come back. So, and if they did switch places, it's her like running. It's Captain Marvel running into her parents and going, well, "What are you doing here?" And and then her parents getting insanely concerned. And I look forward to this movie so much. I very much enjoyed Captain Marvel. I really like that movie. I enjoy it. It's one of the ones I really enjoy in Phase 3 more than some others. And I know a lot of that movie got a lot of hate from people, but I think it also endears me for the Stan Lee cameo in that because he's holding a Mallrats script and I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. But yeah, I look forward to seeing where they go with this and will it take. And I'm hoping this takes place off planet. Where she got transported from, that Captain Marvel has to get back to there. And the other thing I'm hoping is maybe Richard Rider. from the Nova Corps? Maybe, because if this takes place in outer space, maybe we get a Nova Corps. Maybe we get Richard. Because there's been talks about bringing Richard Rider into this universe for so long. Bring him in, introduce him here, and then we can finally get a Nova movie. I would really love that.
We also, just to make sure that I round out the cast, we have Park Soo-joon joining as what is the name? I missed it. It is Yan D'Alanda.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who that character is in the MCU. In all the comic books, I am not. I'll even say this: I'm not a huge comic book guy. I didn't read a lot of the comic books. Mm-hmm. There are some that I read more often than others. Miss Marvel and Captain Marvel are not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, me either.
The movie sounds fun.
I read a little bit of the early stuff from Miss Marvel. That's about it. That covered like a good bit of it in the TV show. I look forward. It looks fun. It looks like it could be a really fun movie, especially with this girl, with the Mom Vellani, man. She's awesome, and she's
Absolutely.
Canadian, like us, or like me, anyways.
Well, I was say like you. I'm unfortunately not
Canadian. You're here out of the States, but yeah,
it's hard to believe that was her first movie too. By the way, that was her first acting gig. Was that movie, and she absolutely knocked it out of the ballpark.
Oh, for sure.
And the Marvel. Sure. So the Marvels will be joining us on June 28th, and that rounds out the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Ant-Man Quantumania coming out February 17th. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 coming out May 5th. The Marvels coming out June 28th.
July 20th.
July 20th. I'm never going to get that date right. I'm never going to get that date
You're gonna show up on June 28th, be like, right, here to see the movie, and then just be like, damn it, I'm a month early.
Going to show up in May and really be confused.
Yeah.
But don't worry, fans. Marvel's not going to leave you hanging the rest of the year. Disney Plus is going to be your place to be in 2023. Yes, we have 3 big movies. You can catch them all on Disney Plus a couple months later. Here's what's coming to Disney Plus in 2023. Mm-hmm. We're going to start with What If Season 2.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, one ticket for Marvel. Sir, return next month, please.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre's other tag team partner, Melba Collins, awaking from her slumber as well after watching much too much wrestling this morning at a much too late a time.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. But yes, we are going to go ahead and talk about What If Season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's good. You don't know what's coming. Like the only episode announced so far is what if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper. Mm-hmm. Now, that sounds really, really cool. I'm excited to see that. But it's taking place in the future too, and supposedly Steve Rogers is alive. That's and literally just looking at the brief description, and he's now the Hydra Stomper. I'm like, this sounds really cool. Like it gives you very Bucky and Steve Rogers vibes. Like this is her finding her love, right? Like I'm like, yes, let's give me some more.
Also confirmed for this season, I believe, was confirmed that we're getting the missing episode from last season. We are finally going to get the missing episode.
What was it?
That is the Gamora episode where she kills Thanos and becomes the champion of Titan. She becomes the champion of Sakaar.
Ah, yes.
Where they create the Infinity Stone Crusher.
That sounds cool. That would be cool to see, but it's weirdly out of place. But
it is weirdly out of place considering we already know the outcome. But that being said, we are told that we're getting that. I believe this is a 10-episode run, if I remember correctly.
It says 9, I think, or 9
All
again.
Right, so maybe another 9.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be a fun little run. It is coming supposedly early 2023. The problem with all the Disney Plus series is they're not giving us release dates yet.
It's
so
windows.
In the early days, we don't know what we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that it's going to be coming early 2023. We can fairly certainly tell you it's not coming in January.
Because I think that would be announced by now.
And it's probably not coming before Ant-Man because, I feel like we would have seen some kind of announcement because they'd want to get the hype going for the show. Mm-hmm. My guess is it's coming shortly after Ant-Man.
Yeah, probably.
I think you bank off of the press that you're going to get from Ant-Man to go ahead and pop. By the way, What If starts end of February. potentially the beginning of March. You still have all of March and the beginning of May to get through with Guardians. And the most important thing is it doesn't have to tie into the MCU. It doesn't matter really when it releases. That is not the case for our next show, Secret Invasion. This one matters.
Very
the
much
release
so.
order for this one is going to be vital. This has to come out and be finished by the time we get to the Marvels. They are calling it early 2023. I think this is around the time, if not during the season, we're going to get the drop of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Like, I think it's going to end before Guardians. I'm personal feeling. I know What If is we're predicting What If to be in that window, but being that What If doesn't have to tie directly into the universe, I think you can drop Secret Invasion, say on a Wednesday, do What If on a Thursday, and it doesn't hurt anything, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yeah. The problem I have with that is if I look at my calendar, I think there's a great spot to drop this the middle of May and do 8 or 9 episodes.
Well, it's only announced for 6. It's announced for 6.
Okay, there's only a 6-episode run.
Yeah.
I was thinking on a little bit longer run. But if you drop this, you can do the Hawkeye style thing, where right at the end we get Daredevil, and it can tie right into the Marvels. Since this movie is going to tie so neatly in with the Marvels, we're talking about the Skrulls. We're talking about Nick Fury. What is Nick Fury's fate going into the Marvels movie? I wouldn't be surprised to see this movie drop in late May, just after the Guardians movie comes out in the early May. You get the publicity from that. Boom, all of a sudden we're dropping this in May. We get episodes throughout the end of May, beginning of June, and then there's a couple week gap before we get to the Marvels.
Yeah, that could really work. It's just it'd be a really tight back end of 2023 if that's the case, because there's still 4 more shows to come. That's if one of them actually happens in 2023.
Yeah. But also remind you, we've still got a plan in time for the Mandalorian. We've got the Bad Batch releasing, I believe, this week.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
So not only do we have to worry about on our end what the Marvel slate looks like, on Disney Plus's end, they have to look at what's the release window for all of these Star Wars properties. Mm-hmm. Because Star Wars has a big year as well. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I watch the stuff, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. But that stuff, they found out very quickly, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Miss Marvel really derailed a little bit of those shows. Because people didn't want to watch the same things on the same day.
Obi-Wan just essentially, I think, just hurt Miss Marvel is what it was.
Yeah.
More than anything. Because Obi-Wan still performed. Miss Marvel got a little bit hit by that, and I was like, ugh. But I, personally, when that was coming out, I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I watched Miss Marvel on their day of release, and I watched Obi-Wan Kenobi later. So that was me, for me. But again, I like my Marvel a little more than I like my Star Wars, so.
That being said, Secret Invasion is going to be a fantastic show. We got a whole bunch of great cast on this one. This one we can go ahead and do the cast as soon as I pull it back up again. Because unfortunately I put it away. We have Emilia Clarke joining the MCU as Abigail Brand. So we're finally getting Brand.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's awesome. And being the fact that Sword is been established in the universe now, and she currently is the commander of Sword in the comics. This is perfect. And
Sword needs a new leader after we got rid of Hayward.
Mm-hmm.
So it fits in just well. We've got Ben Mendelsohn returning, Samuel L. Jackson returning, Olivia Colman is coming in to join the cast. Mm-hmm. Colby Smuthers is going to be here. One of my favorite, Christopher McDonald, is going to be part of the MCU.
That's going to be awesome.
Shooter McGavin is now MCU canon. Not so much Shooter McGavin, but Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin. And if you ask him, he is Shooter McGavin.
No, he is.
Mm-hmm. Also, Secret Invasion fills a hole that I've always loved in the MCU. It's a spy thriller. This is going to be a 6 weeks high-intensity spy thriller.
And don't forget, you got Everett K. Ross coming in from Black Panther, which I absolutely love him. I think he's absolutely phenomenal. And we're getting Rhodey. Don Cheadle, baby.
My favorite question is going to be, of the Secret Invasion one, who is the biggest character that we're going to find out that's a Skrull?
I don't want it, but I think it's going to happen. It's Everett K. Ross. I think he's a Skrull. Okay. I think he's been a Skrull the entire time.
I want to say Rhodey. I think it'd be great if Rhodey was a Skrull.
So but the question, has Rhodey been replaced, or is he always a Skrull? That's the question.
I think there's a cute little way that you can do this, that you can explain the scene in Iron Man 2 with Rhodey being a Skrull at that point.
Dude, that is absolute perfection.
It's not mine. I've stolen it off the internet. But if you want an in-canon reason to have the discussion where you replace the actor who was the first Rhodey in the first Iron Man movie, and the first time we see Rhodey in the second movie is, it's me, I'm here, deal with it.
So Tony Stark knew about Skrulls the entire time. Is that what you're telling me?
Would it be so odd to say that Tony Stark didn't tell anybody about something important? Would it be the first time that Tony decided to just go with it? What if Tony was a Skrull?
I think it would have been green blood then when he died. It was red blood, right? So.
What if they swapped out?
Could be. But dude, God, yes.
Just saying. What if Rhodey was a Skrull the whole time?
That'd be the greatest storytelling thing you could have or
it just fixes that little loophole.
Rhodey died, but he could never turn himself quite into Terrence Howard, so he went with Don Cheadle, and he's like, "Okay, I've been Rhodey the whole time. What are you talking about?" And
again,
just like,
it fits that one scene because that scene still feels out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is the perfect nod to that scene where it's me, get over it, deal with it scene.
No, like at that time, it was more of a shot at the audience going, just shut the fuck up. It's not Terrence Howard anymore, it's Don Cheadle. But you can redo that scene now to be, it was a Skrull comment. Oh my God, yes.
There's so much to it. That if that were the case, there are so many layers to that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Releasing next in the summer of 2023. This is where we start to get, I think this is where we back end heavy everything. With the loss of Blade, I think everything slides down, and for everything from here on, I think happens after the Marvels.
Yeah, I could see that.
We start with Echo. Echo, for me, is going to be a vitally important and vitally fun series. We're going to have so many wonderful things here coming off the Hawkeye show.
Mm-hmm.
All the different things that are going on. This cast is, again, absolutely fantastic. We got Aquila Cox coming back as Maya Lopez. Her not husband, Charlie Cox, coming back as Matt Murdock.
Mm-hmm.
Vincent D'Onofrio is coming back as the Kingpin.
Yes.
We're getting more Kingpin. What happened to Kingpin? Did they shoot him? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he blinded? We don't know yet.
Yeah, because they're saying I'm reading in a little description on Wikipedia. He's wearing an eye patch. So,
yeah, he's obviously alive, but
so he maybe hopefully they're doing the blinded thing. But that blinded arc in the comics only served to make Kingpin even stronger. So that's the messed up part about all this.
Yes, we're gonna make Kingpin even stronger, just in case you were worried about it. But again, having Daredevil come back and being, bringing him into a television series before his own series, Daredevil Born Again in 2024, which we're not going to get a chance to talk about. But by the way, we're going to talk about a little bit here. The massive run that Daredevil Born Again has. 24 episodes of Daredevil.
It's crazy.
It is going to be a full television series on Disney Plus. 24 episodes. We are finally going to get the reboot to the Netflix series. Are there any other Netflix characters that you can see coming in Echo?
Possibly Punisher, because I think he, out of anybody outside of Charlie Cox, is the one most people talk about most in wanting that character back with the same actor. I personally want Jessica Jones back. I really enjoyed her. If nobody wants Danny Rand back, I don't think anybody wants
Poor Iron Fist. I mean, he was terrible as Iron Fist too.
I don't hate him as much as other people do, because I thought Finn Jones did a okay job in the acting department, but when it came to his fight scenes and all that stuff, that's where it really I was like, come on, dude, you did not train enough for this. You can obviously tell it's not him. He's not, and it's just like, and when it is him, it's like it's really rough, and you see him pulling punches. I really don't want him. And then, what's his partner's name? The guy,
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage. I'm generally indifferent. That was a series that really didn't pull me in. And with Marshall Ali playing Blade now, I could see them ignoring that side. I can live without Luke Cage and Iron Fist, but give me some partnership. Give me some Jessica Jones too. I would love to see them. But and in reality, you could wait until Born Again to reintroduce those characters too. You could wait until then.
Do you think we see the return of Vanessa? We're getting
Maybe.
Kingpin. We're getting Kingpin. We're going to get a deeper look into the organization.
I hope so.
Everybody was wondering about it. You know, like I remember watching reactors and everybody being like, "Oh, where's Vanessa?" And it's the funny joke because the entirety of the Daredevil series seemed to be revolving around him and Vanessa.
I would like her to come back because I think she did a very good job, and like, the actress did a very good job playing her, and did a good job to like make you care about the character. It's just it depends on the way Disney wants to go with this. Because remember, this isn't going to be the same character. Because like look at like, and yes, it's hard to compare it with She-Hulk being that was a comedy show. But I think you're going to be getting a more lighthearted Daredevil in this. It's not going to be that. I don't think we're getting that dark and brooding Daredevil that Netflix gave us. I think we're going to get some of that, but I don't think we get that. So him in this, I think is still good. I think he's going to be a little more serious in this than he was in She-Hulk, but I still see him being kind of the more jovial. I'm joking. And the Daredevil getting She-Hulk is more comic accurate than Netflix's Daredevil. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's where most people got really pissed. And I was like, no, he's actually kind of a womanizer at times in the comics.
He's funny.
He quips, he jokes. Yes, he gets serious when he needs to, but he's not just he's not Batman. He's not dark and brooding.
Speaking about dark and brooding, the epitome of the man who broods. Tom Hiddleston returns in season 2 of Loki. Mm-hmm. The show that dropped everybody's jaw at the very end when we all thought we knew that nothing important was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I can remember going into the finale and me and my buddy were like, I wonder what we're going to find out. And everybody was so scared off about the fact that Mephisto didn't show up in WandaVision. And that we had seen the Black Widow movie. And we're like, you know what? The movies are the things that everybody has to pay attention to. So that's where all the important storyline stuff is going to go. And the Disney Plus stuff is just like the extra stuff for those who are really hardcore fans. Mm-hmm. We're going to give you a little bit of extra. Mm-hmm. And then Loki's season finale happens. And it really is Kang as He Who Remains. Mm-hmm. And it's Nathaniel Richards, Kang, however you want to talk about it. And that finale showed everybody that Disney Plus is just as important, if not more important than the movies. Astrid, calm down.
She's all about some Tom Hiddleston, I know that.
But joining Tom Hiddleston in season 2 of Loki, we have Gugu Mbatha-Raw returning to play Ravonna Renslayer again.
Good pronunciation, buddy.
Thank you. That one I actually practiced because I know she's in the show.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to screw it up. Eugene Cordero is coming back to play Casey again. I am super excited to see Casey back. Mm-hmm. Tara Strong will be returning to reprise her role as Miss Minutes. Tara Strong, if you don't know, is one of the greatest voice actresses in the world for me. I've loved
Twilight Sparkle.
Yeah. More importantly, for me, like it was a point. Wasn't she Harley Quinn at a point?
She was Batgirl in the 90s on the animated series.
Yeah.
She was Harley Quinn in the Asylum games and in other stuff. She was Twilight Sparkle. She's been so many different.
She is absolutely, yes, I agree.
Roles. She's a first ever English voice for Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mobius will be returning as the alongside Tom Hiddleston. So we have Owen Wilson returning. Do we get a wow?
I want to
In
wow
season
so
2
goddamn badly.
In season 2, do we finally get the wow that we didn't get in season 1?
Wow. I want to wow so badly.
Sophia DiMartino is joining the season again.
Yes.
We also have Kihei Kwan from what was it called? The games the Killing Games on Netflix. What the hell was the show called? Oh god, I can't think
Squid
of it.
Games?
Yes, the Squid Games.
Yeah.
Kihei Kwan from the Squid Games is coming in as the Time Variance Authority archivist.
Mm-hmm.
When you cast somebody like that in a role and then you call them the Time Variance Authority archivist, there's an importance to that role because you don't just cast that guy in that role.
But to the credit though, this could be the biggest swerve of all. You take a big guy and just make him like almost a nothing character. That's to me exactly what this series should do in a sense, is take an actor that everybody thinks, oh, this guy's going to be something, and then nothing, and then he's just there, he's that guy they go to get like paperwork. That's it. If that's what it is, I will actually make me so much more happy than if he's a giant critical part of it, because it would just be such a like perfect FU in a sense.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It would be great. It would be fantastic. Loki season 2 has got to be, like, I know I said I was most excited to see Echo, and I am. I love that Marvel's been able to take me by surprise so much. That being said, Loki is the pinnacle of the rest of the phase. We have Ant-Man kind of anchoring that with Kang. Loki is going to continue to set the stage because it may potentially be the last time we see Kang until the Kang Dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy, considering the slate of movies that are in 2024. The fact that we might not see Kang again until the Kang Dynasty. Just absolutely fantastic. Loki is a 6-run show coming out in the summer of 2023. It is going to be the pinnacle of their summer. Mm-hmm. It will not be running against anything. There is no way any other show is going up against Loki.
I think this drops in August, at the start of August, like a week or two after the Marvels.
We then move to Ironheart. We saw Dominique Thorne start to play her role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. If you haven't, go ahead and make sure you see Wakanda Forever. It should be on Disney Plus shortly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because that came out in November? Yep. So it should be out either January or February on
probably
there.
February, right around
whether it's 60 or 90 days, we don't know. Or because remember, a lot of them are doing 45, 48 days. So if that's the case, it's dropping in the next couple of weeks. Oh, yep. February 1st. Astrid saying February 1st, she believes.
Astrid is on it. Astrid is on it, as we can only look up so much. But the Ironheart series is going to introduce the world of magic to the Iron Man saga. I call it the Iron Man saga because it's essentially what it is. But no, Ironheart is going to be coming. We have Dominique Thorne. Anthony Ramos is going ahead and going to be playing the Hood. The Hood. Such a cool character. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Snap. The Hood is one of my favorite Marvel Snap cards. I'm excited to see this in action. He incorporates a little bit of magic. We're hearing rumors of the Bugaboo popping back up. Mephisto could be joining us in this series.
That's a character everybody's just been talking about for the last 20 goddamn years. It's never going to happen. Disney, I think, is just going to spite us and never give us Mephisto. Just to spite us.
That being said, if we do have Mysterio in this series, the rumors are Sacha Baron Cohen has been cast to play Mephisto.
I don't know if I'm okay with that. Like, I was so ready for it to be Ralph that I just think anybody else is just gonna piss me off at this point. But no. And there's just a little thing that I see on Wiki that I'm really, really happy is Jim Rash coming in to just be the dean of MIT again. From such a small bit part in Captain America: Civil War. I love Jim Rash. I am such a huge Community fan. the fact that he's going to just like he doesn't like, just to play like tiny little bit parts here, just to be like, we love you and we're giving you funding for whatever you're doing. Just that's I'm so happy to see that.
Yeah, look, the MCU, if not like, it's the greatest thing about the MCU is a lot of these little characters continuously come back over and over and over again.
Oh, sorry, Cody.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cody. It's not going to be always. We're going to talk about that at the end of the show. We're going to talk about the future. We were going to have you on. Don't you worry. You are not forgotten.
This is just a preview show.
Ironheart will be dropping fall 2023. We don't know a ton. She gave back her armor at the end of Wakanda Forever, so she doesn't have her vibranium armor.
But she's building something.
She's building new armor because we know that the other armor got destroyed. Mm-hmm. So she doesn't have that armor again either.
I can't wait to see what she does. Like the armor that her and Shuri designed in Black Panther was awesome. But I'm looking forward to the lower tech nature of what she builds using the MIT center or whatever she uses. Does Rhodey show up and maybe gift her some stuff? You never know. Like it's
Cody does have a good point.
Oh,
could we potentially be seeing adamantium armor? Because we do have rumors of adamantium making its way back into the Marvel universe.
The only thing that can stand up to vibranium.
But again, Ironheart drops February 2020, fall 2023.
Oh God, it's in February. I'm ready.
It's going to be fun. I can see this being the show that we get. Probably, I think this is going to fall later in the season, in the fall season. I think we're getting close to October time. I think this comes out towards the end of the fall.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling our next show is probably going to go ahead and get the prime time slot for when the kids go back to school in September. Because we're going to talk about one of my favorite childhood shows coming back. X-Men 97, picking up where the animated series left off with the greatest theme song in all of Marvel.
And then I'm not going to get any more because we don't want to get sued.
We got a snippet version of it in Miss Marvel. When he said the word mutant, we got the little bit of a rift.
Snippet in Doctor Strange when Patrick Stewart showed up.
Yeah, we got a snippet there as well. They have been dropping these little snippets here and there. We're going back to the animated world. We're going back to the animated series. Yes, the animated series went wild in season 4. I don't know where we pick. Agreed. The fact that they're continuing, it's not a reboot, it's not a redo. They've announced that this is going to be a continuation. Mm-hmm. Now, my thing is, they may continue it not from the last point we knew, but from a point that they choose.
If they want to ignore some of that season 4 crazy, I wouldn't be mad at them. Like, I wouldn't be mad at if they chose to take a step a little bit back, because that kind of, like Cody's right, it kind of went insane.
Oh, it did. Absolutely did. By the way, I just want to pull up, there is another photo of this. I am pulling it off my computer as we speak, because it is the greatest photo for... Oh, no, I can't find it. Never mind. I was going to pull up the Wolverine looking at the photo that they used for this, but unfortunately I could not find it. Wow. X-Men 97, I think this falls right in that summer slot. This is going to be a lot. I also think that this is the only show that Disney's ever going to do in a similar vein. I say only one, and I just realized there was another one. I think this is going to get the Groot treatment. I think we're getting all of X-Men 97 at once. I don't think we're getting a week-by-week drip of this one.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a dump.
Yeah, because this is not the kind of show that it's a weekly appointment view. This is, yes, you're making this show for every adult fan that grew up watching this show, but you're also making this show to appeal to children, and also in that sense, right? It's the same format it was made in the 90s. So I think this is a great thing where if they do mass drop it doesn't mess up any windows. It does, because I'm thinking Loki starts at the start of August, so he'll be done by mid-September. A week or two later, you mass drop this. and then you bring us Echo maybe, and then at the end of the year Agatha, which we haven't
So
got to yet. I apologize, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a moment. I did want to say, according to IMDb, we do have some casting announcements.
That's what I was looking at.
Jennifer Hale, Chris Potter coming back to play Gambit, Remy LeBeau, Ray Chase, George Buza playing Dr. Hank McCoy, the Beast, Catherine Disher playing Jean Grey, Adrian Howe playing Kurt Wagner, the Nightcrawler, Lorene Zahn playing Rogue. We have potentially a villain in the series with Chris Britton playing Mr. Sinister.
Woohoo! Yeah, baby.
So, I mean, X-Men 97. I mean, there's not a lot to be said. It's going to be the only thing that's so completely out of the MCU canon.
I was just looking up. George Buza and Chris Potter also voiced in the original series for those characters. So, like, that makes me happy. I was pretty sure, and Catherine Disher too.
Yep, I think most of them are going to be people coming back to
who's available, right? You can't not everybody. Some are far older now. Can't do the voices that they could. Agreed. So yeah.
I think there will be some replacements because of time, and it's just we're revisiting this after a long period of time.
And then they've announced Cal Dodd to play Logan, so that makes me super happy because that like as much as Hugh Jackman is like awesome. When I read a comic, I think of the X-Men 90s cartoon, same as I do Kevin Conroy's the voice in my head. Cal Dodd's voice for Logan from that series is the voice in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Andre mentioned it. We're going to go ahead and jump to it. Agatha, Coven of Chaos, apparently is going to round out the year.
Maybe.
Coven of Chaos apparently is coming out winter 2023/2024. I have a feeling this is dropping right around the holidays. I'm thinking we're getting an early December release on Coven of Chaos, and it's going to go ahead, and that's why it says winter 2023.
And it's listed for 9 episodes too. So this is, if it does drop in summer, this is going to be one of those shows that crosses the new year, which I am very okay with.
Yes, absolutely. Considering the schedule that they have for 2024 right now, it's a bit light. I wouldn't mind that. Agatha Coven of Chaos is supposedly going to be a prequel where we learn about Agatha, how she became a witch, things like that, the things that led her to Westview. I have a feeling this is going to be what led Agatha to Westview.
Yeah, and with being that it's going to lead her, I think we get a small Scarlet Witch cameo at the end, being that it's just it's there, right? You can't ignore that. I think she's gonna have to, like, it's gonna be more her looking at going. Like, it's going to be, like, her, like, observing Scarlet Witch, more or less. Yeah.
And I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the casting announcements. If you want to go ahead and talk a little bit more about what you think. Do we get the Mephisto in this one? We talked about Mephisto before.
Yeah, you never know, because there's so many different little things you could do. And, like, I'm not a super, like, my fandom with Agatha, I'm not super familiar with her character. I've seen her, like, I know she's been within the X-Men. She was the caretaker for Mystique, like Mystique's like mother, not mother, but like her. Like
Agatha Harkness was the woman who took care of the Scarlet Witch's children. She helped teach the Scarlet Witch magic. There's all kinds of
but and I'm just going back to like early cartoons like in '97 and with X-Men Evolution. She was associated with Mystique in those cartoons. So that makes me like is there a Mystique cameo maybe if you're slowly introducing X-Men? Like there's so many different things you could look at, and that I'm excited. Like and I love Catherine Hahn. She's insane. Like she is one of my favorite. Like you put her, she's always in everything. She's always just been a supporting character in everything she does. Like she's been in a lot of Adam Sandler stuff. But I'm so happy she's getting this show to be hers, to be her show. She's the lead. She's the one we are focusing on. I'm so happy for her.
just to go over some of the cast announcements that we
Yeah,
have.
I'm looking at it right now.
According to IMDb, spoilers ahead, as we talked about Westview, spoilers ahead. Catherine Hahn, obviously, coming back to play Agatha Harkness. Aubrey Plaza is scheduled for this movie.
Yes!
Speaking of people from Westview, Emma Caulfield Ford coming back as Dottie. We do have an unknown roles and unknown players, but we kind of know what they are. Deborah Jo Rupp coming back.
Well,
So
she was Sharon. She was Mrs. Hart in Westview.
No, I know.
She's coming back as Sharon Davis. That's the cool part. Whole different character.
I would say we don't know what the connection is. We know who she played in the MCU previously, but it leads me to believe that at least one of these episodes will most likely take place in Westview. If we're getting an Emma Caulfield, if we're getting a Deborah Jo Rupp, we're having at least an episode in Westview. Would be my
her
opinion.
going around messing with the people. Dude, Shashir Zameda has been announced for the show. I love her. All her time on SNL, I'm a huge fan of her there, and she's on one of my favorite sitcoms right now called Home Economics. I absolutely love this girl. She is so good, and I'm excited for her to be on this show.
And with that, with the end of Agatha Coven of Chaos, we'll be ending the 2023 year. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 10 projects for the Marvel to look forward to this year. It's a fantastic number. One of them doesn't really fall. I mean, you could kind of say 9, and then there's X-Men 97.
But that's still big to you and me. For us, that is going to be huge. And for that one, I don't know if we're gonna. If it drops as a whole, that one's gonna be a weird one.
Yeah, we'll address that one as we get to it.
Yeah, that might just be let's just review the whole season as a whole, maybe, because that one will be kind of hard to do if we're doing that. Yeah.
So to go ahead and talk about where Marvel Talk goes in the future, the way we're looking at it is Andre and I will be dropping weekly episodes for anything Disney Plus oriented day of. I tend to watch these at 3 a.m. as soon as they drop. Andre tends to watch them during his workday. So to make it easy for us, we're going to be going ahead and trying to stay with the curve, because the time that people want to see shows like this the most is when the things are current. That being said, we're going to go ahead and do Disney Plus shows day of, with the exception of the season finales. Season finales, we're going to do one on the weekend. We're going to get some friends along, and we're going to have a good time and enjoy the entire series. Cody is going to be a frequent guest on Marvel Talk in the near future.
Oh, heck yes.
Because I enjoyed thoroughly doing the Wakanda Forever thing with Cody. We are going to have him on in multiple episodes throughout the year, if he's willing.
And I know Astrid has expressed she wants to come part of this. I think we should really bring her in for probably a Guardians or a Loki, because I know she's.
She's absolutely going to be probably on the season finale of Loki.
Definitely.
I have that one penciled in. I think she's going to want that slot. I think a lot of people are going to want that slot.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That also being said, special presentations, should any get announced and be released, because we don't have any word on any right now. But
we could get another Werewolf by Night. We could get something else in that vein, right? You don't know.
They tend to pop up when we least expect it. They don't announce the special presentations very often. Should we have a special presentation, we'll be getting all of our friends together and talking about it that weekend. Again, movies, same thing. Movie reviews are going to be a party atmosphere. We're going to get multiple guests or a guest, and we're going to go ahead and review the movie on the weekend to give all of our friends and our fans the time to be able to go ahead and see the thing. The only reason why we want to do the episodic episodes of the Disney Plus content day of is because it is so hard to wrangle multiple schedules, and it just makes it easier to be able to produce timely content by going day of.
Definitely.
And with Marvel content, a lot of us like to watch it with our loved ones. And so for some people, watching it day of can be difficult. I know Astrid enjoys watching a lot of these shows with her family. So for people like that, it's tough to be like, we know that you and your family have this tradition of watching these shows, together. But, if you want to do the show, we need you to watch it ahead of time and spoil that moment. We don't want to do that. We want everybody to enjoy the Marvel stuff the way they are. So like I said, weekly shows, all the normal episodes, we're going to be going ahead and doing,
Astrid, watch it. Make it even our stream family watch. I love it.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to have weekly episodes with the exception of the season finales. Andre and I will be joining you to go ahead and talk about those. And then every movie, every special presentation, every season finale, we're going to have a guest or two to come in and join us to talk Marvel. We are also going to have, review shows as we go through. We might have, if some big news breaks, we might have some friends come along and talk about things. As Phase 5 ends and we get more of Phase 6, if we should get announcements for Comic-Con, if we get announcements at Disney, at D23, we're probably going to do review shows with friends about things like that.
Oh, heck yes.
There may be times where we just want to talk about Marvel when there's a dull period. Because like we said, after July 28th, I finally got it right. It's only the end of the show. After July 28th, we don't have another movie until Captain America.
Yeah, that's a big gap in the movies, man.
So maybe we go ahead and we do a 2023 recap show. Maybe we do... We go back and we talk about Phase 1 and Phase 2. We talk about some of our favorite moments from previous phases. Marvel Talk will be coming more regularly throughout the rest of 2023. We might have some special episodes where we bring in other guests and things like that, where we talk about things from the past, things we're looking forward to in the future. We may do our 2024 preview earlier than 2024 because we're the end of Phase 5, the beginning of Phase 6. We may do some more tier ranking lists. Where we take a show and rank some of our favorite people in the show. There are all kinds of avenues that we are planning to go through with Marvel Talk. That is not just coming here and having a discussion about a movie or a special presentation. We're going to be bringing to you more and different types of content. I might not be here on some weeks. Andre might not be here on some
Life
weeks.
gets in the way, man. It does.
We might have special guests popping in for us from time to time. That being said, we just want to make sure that you know that we're welcome to guests. We want to have guests on. Maybe we do an interview. If we get lucky, maybe one day we get an interview with somebody on a show.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, that's high bar. That's like end of 2024 wish list for me. That we get some kind of... But again, we just want to let you all know there's going to be plenty of Marvel Talk coming. There's going to be plenty more of many, many faces coming to Marvel Talk. We've seen Bobby. We've seen Cody. We're hoping to see more friends and old friends again.
Yeah.
Because Marvel is a lovely and welcoming place where everything is welcome. And we want people to feel included.
We just want to loving some Marvel, baby.
With that being said, Andre, I'm going to find your banner, and you are going to tell us where we can find you.
I got it. All right. Okay, Barry. You can find me on Twitter @ThatCanada, Instagram @ThatCanadaDude, Facebook. I don't have the banners up yet. I didn't have them all ready. You can find me Andre and Melba Wrestling Talk on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube at Andre and Melba Wrestling Talk on YouTube. We just did our live stream watch along of Wrestle Kingdom earlier today, I guess, if you want to call it last night / earlier today. You could see me if you want to rewatch the Turnbuckle Talk from yesterday. I joined Carl Carafel on there over on OLE and the Turnbuckle Talks pages. Check us out. It was a great time talking professional wrestling. So, yeah.
For me, you can find me on Twitter at EdFries12584. You can find me on Twitch at EdFries2002. I am the co-host of Taking Over with Ashton Pizarro as we talk all things NXT every Tuesday night about 10:10. Next week, we're going to have our big New Year's Evil recap show as New Year's Evil comes next Tuesday night. Will we have a new world champion in the world of NXT? We're going to have to wait till next week to find out because we don't even know yet. Again, I'll be joined by this guy and multitude of friends as we keep going throughout the year. Also, remember that Rogue Energy can help power you through those early Marvel days when you need to stay up late to watch that Marvel episode at 3 a.m. on the East Coast when it drops, 1 a.m. over in those mountain time zones for some of my Canadian friends up in the Edmonton, Alberta area. RogueEnergy.com. Promo code OLEPODS is your place to get it, to get 10% off your order. Andre's there. He's got his.
I got my Rogue Energy. I got this right for Rogue Energy, as I like to call it, the Mina Shaker Kawa special. It's just the anime girl shaker, but it has a striking resemblance to Mina Shirakawa. So,
it's just Marvel makes me smile, and Marvel is such a delight to watch, and it's something you can do with friends and with other people. So it's going to be an enjoyable experience to work side by side with this guy as we go ahead and go through the world of Marvel. Again, we will be joining you. So I can go ahead and get this date out because it's probably going to be pretty definitive. We are probably going to be looking at February 18th or 19th.
Yeah.
I think you can expect to see us the next time.
And then we'll try to be back a little more regularly after that. So,
like I said, at that point, we're hoping to have news on when we can start getting Marvel shows going. If anything comes up before that, you will see it on my Twitter. You'll see it on Andre's Twitter. We will announce it on other OLE shows.
If What If drops early, we'll be back. Don't worry.
Absolutely. This is going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. The graphics will get better. I'm new at it. The graphics will get better. That being said, I've been Ed Fries. This has been Andre C. We have been Marvel Talk. Have a good day and enjoy.